And the top focus this evening as India battles the second emergency, the second COVID emergency, and as we get an approval for what will be India's third vaccine after Covaxin and Covishield, we have now approved Russian-made Sputnik V. An expert panel has cleared Sputnik V. Now, what is Sputnik V and how does the vaccine work? According to the developers of Russian-made Sputnik V, two viruses from the adenovirus family in the Sputnik vaccine were developed, and we'll tell you how the vaccine works and why it has largely been successful. Let's take our viewers through the details of Sputnik V and why Russia is marketing it across the world. Vaccine delivers the SARS-CoV-2 gene into the cells in the body. This is the COVID virus gene. The virus gene cells will produce a spike protein in the body. Now, scientifically, just to break it down, a person's immune system will then produce antibodies and T cells. And antibodies and T cells can then work together to kill the COVID-19 virus. That's a little bit about the Sputnik V vaccine. By October, India is hoping to clear 5 more in all, including Sputnik V and Covishield and Covaxin. So four more vaccines are in the pipeline. Let's go across to Mohandas joining us on the broadcast on the biggest story tonight. Mohandas, I spoke to you this afternoon when we got the approval for Sputnik V, something that we've been debating all these days and weeks as we enter the second wave of the need to vaccinate everyone. It's a much welcome move, but a lot more needs to be done, isn't it?
I think a lot more needs to be done, but let us be clear about one thing. Citizens should make sure they follow the COVID protocol to ensure they don't get infected. It is their responsibility, because what the vaccine can do is to create antibodies and make sure that the impact is very much less. It cannot excuse citizens not putting on the mask, not maintaining social distancing, etc. They have to take care. You are seeing the rate of infection of the second wave to be much, much higher, much more sudden. And with a very steep curve upwards. We don't know where it's going to peak. Maybe 200, maybe 250,000. Fortunately for us, the death rate is very low. But the impact on the health system has been very, very bad. All the hospitals in many areas are full. The ICU beds are full. And people are being turned away from hospitals. So I think every citizen should take care to make sure, because you can't inoculate everybody. Even if you inoculate everybody, vaccinate everybody, it doesn't protect you from getting the infection. You could get the infection, but the impact will be very much less. So it is best that everybody takes care. And it's good that Sputnik has been approved, because now the capacity for vaccination may go up. For example, we are Serum Institute says they can make 60, 65 million, and maybe the other vaccine can be maybe 10 million, the 70 million. If this is 10, 20, maybe we can vaccinate 100 million, 10 crore people a month. But not more than that. So it doesn't mean everybody can get vaccinated. So people have to take care. But this is good news. The Sputnik has been approved.
Looking at the sudden spurt in the number of cases, now there is a big debate across India, and where we are broadcasting from in Mumbai, Maharashtra, Mohandas, we are almost seeing an average of nearly 10,000 cases daily in the last 1 week. Now, that's a big cause of concern. You see, Delhi recorded about 10,000 cases yesterday. There's a big debate, and the biggest debate is lockdown versus being careful. Where do you stand on that, Mohandas?
I think there should be no lockdown. What Prime Minister Modi has said is very clear. I think the right way. Have a localized lockdown, not a general lockdown for everybody. If you find too many infections in an apartment, lock that place down, limited for some time. It has to be very localized, because you can't destroy economic activity like it happened earlier. When it happened the first time, we didn't know what is going to happen. There was no cure. Death rates could have been very high. It could have been a disaster. Now we have learned how to handle it, how to treat people, the impact of lockdown. The economy is coming back. The March quarter growth will be very good. And the March quarter results are coming out for corporates. And this quarter, we don't want to destroy economic growth, destroy jobs, destroy tax revenues, because we'll be in bad shape. So I think lockdown is not a good idea, but a localized shutdown in certain areas to make sure that it doesn't spread is a good idea, like the Prime Minister said. We should not have a lockdown everywhere.
Yeah. One last question before I let you go, Mohandas. Metros especially, do you think people have dropped their guard completely against COVID-19, almost taking it for granted, if I can say that?
I think so. I think people have dropped their guard. They're not taking precaution. They're not wearing masks. They're enjoying themselves. They're going for parties. They're doing everything wrong. And they think that because the cases have come down, it's gone away. Because we know from history that there'll be a second wave, third wave. In the US, people are saying there's going to be a fourth wave. The normal life of this virus is 2 years. Even if you go back 100 years, it took 2 years for it to come down substantially. So I think people have dropped their guard. People did not take care. I would urge everybody, please, 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 wear this, because tomorrow if you get infected, become serious, where will you go? There are no hospital beds. There are no ICUs. Why are you getting into trouble unnecessarily? And I think people in the big cities, people in the smaller cities should be extremely careful, and they can work, they can do all the jobs with proper social distancing and wearing the mask. I think wearing the mask is extremely critical, especially for people living in apartments and people living in very concentrated areas.
Thank you, Mohandas Pai. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's Mohandas Pai there.